How would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have Ann Pells joining us from United States, and she specializes in empowering families to create financial freedom through simple, proven strategies. So she helped people to pay off their homes in just 5 to 7 years without cutting expenses or increasing income. With just two phone calls, she can show you how to grow wealth while you sleep and build a life filled with hope, freedom, and legacy. And you can feel free to visit her website that she will share later on during this podcast. So, and tell us, what are the 5 steps that you recommend to entrepreneurs in order to sell first million?
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
I think for us, it was starting with mindset, actually. We needed to get out of a place of, oh, I can't do it. I don't know what to do. I'm not good enough. Money's too hard. All those things that sometimes people tell themselves. So that's the first step. Just instead of saying, I can't do it, ask the question, how can I? My grandpa, I think, was trying to teach me that one when I was couch sitting with him. He said, Anne, can't is not in my dictionary. And I said, oh, yes, it is. It's right between B and D. It's a C. There's a word, can't. And he said, no, Anne, I mean, instead of telling myself I can't have or do something, I ask myself, how can I have it? And it took me a while to
To
figure that
understand
out.
what he was trying to.
Yeah, like grandpa, and that's where it should stay, just in the dictionary, but not in how we look at our
Wow, that's
life.
really powerful indeed. Very powerful.
So I am grateful for grandpa all those years later, think back and think, oh, he was trying to help me think about things differently so I could ask really good questions from people who'd already done what I wanted to learn how to do. Like, we are going to go faster, learning to ride a bicycle, learning to walk, and all those things if we watch other people do it and imitate what they're doing that's working. And I guess that leads me to my next 4 steps. They're the word fast. They are funding, automation, systems, and teams, which again means that we can't do anything all alone. All of us need good teams. We need in place so that what we're building and creating gets all the little pieces put together in a way that makes a difference and serves people. I think money is a byproduct of serving people well. And when we serve well and we're honestly, and our intention is full of integrity and we're trying to give them something of value, them, like for us, how to help them pay off their houses more quickly so that they could use some of that interest and turn it into cash flowing businesses and other things. Or if people want to find a better car or a better house or whatever our
Or
business is,
travel,
right?
they will have the funds, right?
Then they'll know how to do it. And so I think it's just a process of getting that mindset first and then putting in place all the funding, find people who've done it, have some systems and teams in place to make sure it's happening. Those are the steps, I think.
Okay, so leading to financial freedom.
Yeah.
Somebody might, people think that is an utopia, that it doesn't really exist. And some people are going out there and work, and they they're growing old, they are
Yeah.
tired without knowing that they're already they are sitting in a gold mine, and rather than still going out there and work because they have to pay the mortgage and because they have the fee,
Yeah.
they are sitting in a gold mine. They don't even know that when already they have created in the life, they could even retire early. And well, you go to work because you want to, not because you have to. It's completely different dynamic for your psychology, for your mindset, for the
Yes.
way that you think things. And and you have time for travel, you have time to create um to get wealth in your mental health and in your health in general. We Yesterday I have a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about a concept which is deeper than become a millionaire and have millions in the bank account, which is to have what the millionaire lifestyle, right? Where you
Mm,
fill your own calendar, you can travel, you have this freedom, you don't have that. Nobody is telling you today you need to be here at this time. I have the luxury of my life. I don't know how I managed, but in the last 18 years, this is how I have been living,
So,
uh, filling my own calendar, and I can tell you it's amazing. Yeah,
isn't it?
it's
Yes.
amazing. If I get invited to speak to Dubai, I don't go for a week. I go for 2 months. And if I can three, we go holiday a month before, then we stay for the speaking. Then after the event, obviously we meet people and we need to hang around. And when the thing goes, we spend 2, 3 months in Dubai and then Singapore, the same thing in Dubai. So our speaking tours, they are holiday speaking tours. We make it on purpose like this. So it's great that you can design the line to the point. And true story. I dance salsa a lot in London, and a friend of mine come to me and he told me, "I'm going to India." I said, "Wow, you're going to India? That's far from London." I said, "How long you gonna stay?" And he told me 7 days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Why, man? You crazy? You're gonna go from London to India all this way, only 7 days? You crazy? Should
Days.
stay a month or two." You know what he told me? He told me,
What?
"Harry, the problem is that I only have 5 days left of holidays."
Oh, yeah.
And this is when I realize how lost and how disconnected I am from reality, from other life or experience that other people have. That is
Mhm.
normal, because in my mind that doesn't operate like that. I'm thinking, well, if I'm going far, let me stay 2, 3 months to compensate that I'm taking the plane so many hours,
Mhm.
and without knowing that people have limited time that they can holidays, and limited time also that they can
Yeah.
see a fun. So, and how can we turn that trap into freedom? And especially, how can we raise awareness? Because the sad thing is that a lot of people, they're sitting in a gold mine, they're sitting in wealth already, and just because of lack of knowledge, they don't know that with tweaking few things and moving few things around that is not even complex, the life can change overnight. I think they deserve it. They have worked the whole life to put
Yeah.
another vehicle so they can go and work because they want to, not because they have to. So
Have
tell us a
to.
little bit more about that.
It's fascinating to me that you've got that pair of glasses on that says, I need balance. I want my time and money and my health and all those things to be, I want to be in charge of those. And sometimes what I'm hearing you say is that a lot of times people don't have that perspective. They have to go to work. They do this thing. They don't have time to take care of their health and their money and their family and have the good memories that they want to because they've got so many constraints. And so for me, I think the magic was a couple of years ago when I realized that, like you said, if we move a few things around, people that have, for example, two or $300,000 of home or stocks or 401ks that they're not earning any money off of it, that can be turned into a cash flowing business or real estate or something else that they feel they can set up that system and that team. That's why I like to just say, look, it's 2 phone calls. Hop on the website and at least give yourself the permission slip to see what it would look like. You might
Mm-hmm.
not use my teams, you might use someone else's teams and systems and the things that they're doing to get the result that you want. But at least I think we need to give ourselves that permission slip to say it's
Mm.
okay. It's okay for me to spend 2 or 3 months in a place that I love because I'm not worried about paying the bills and I have enough money. My health is good. Our relationships are good. We have enough time. That's what I'm hearing you say is we want to create awareness for people that Oh,
that
there's
this is
this whole
possible.
other
'Cause people don't
possibility.
even think that it's possible.
Like
You
the word
use,
can't is stopping us
yeah,
from
yeah. And
thinking, oh, I
people can
can't do
telling
that.
me, no, Harry, you cannot have it all. If you have health, then
Yeah,
you're gonna have the money, and then if you have the
yeah,
health and the money, then the relationship breaks. And
yeah,
I'm like, well, so far I'm doing okay in the kind. Yeah, sometimes yes, one area goes a little bit more than another one, but as long as you can achieve that balance, I think step number one, coming from your grandpa, yeah, is the
yeah,
circle of possibility, because you have to believe mindset. You say, yeah, you have to believe that it's possible. Okay,
yes, yeah,
because if you start to believe that it's possible, you will create that. You will find people like Anne, yeah,
sure, yeah,
that
or
will be
other
in your path.
teams,
Now,
other,
if you're thinking that this is impossible, you never will find Anne in your way. But at least you start to believe that you're gonna give it a go and this is possible, you will start to find people like Anne that can tell you well. And I like something that you're saying a lot, Anne, which is you're talking about cash flow businesses and you're talking about cash flow. And let's face it, you are getting older.
right,
Why do you need capital growth? For what?
right,
For
right,
what? You need cash flow. You need 10,000, 20,000 a month. So you travel, you go to a cruise, you make a big
yeah,
party for your grandson. We need
yes,
money every month to buy food, to.
right,
So why is the point to the people that I hear that a lot, the people use the savings that they have and then they put in a vehicle at
mhm,
this time of the thing that's gonna give them capital growth. Capital growth for what?
yes, I
You need
know,
cash flow.
yeah,
You want capital growth. I don't know. You can do it when you're 20 years old to whatever, okay, because you
yeah,
want to make some money and build your wealth. But in this point of the life, so I think that the right mentor, the right advisor,
yeah,
you have to be, because that's the other thing. I'm not gonna ask you a question directly because that's the other thing that people are doing. People go to internet, yeah, and they say,
hmm,
okay, I'm gonna find my mentor, I'm gonna find my coach, I'm gonna find the people that I'm gonna work with that helping with me. And then they go to internet, they see someone with a Ferrari, smoking a cigar in the beach, and they say, oh, that's the person that is gonna help me. And of course, they pay a lot of money, they get very little value,
yeah,
and after they're disappointed. And they say, well, coaching, mentoring to bring a consultant like you, no, that doesn't work. Well, tell us a little bit more, and I think you're bright. I can tell. I do this for a living. I discover talents, so I know that you're brilliant. And why? I think that people should find mentors or coaches or consultants that they are on this, that have been in the past same like they are, and they are sitting on the floor, especially when we're talking about finance, when we're talking about the life work of the people.
yeah,
uh, and it's a lot of flashy things going on in the internet. And it's also this sector of the population is a little bit vulnerable. So if somebody comes and with incredible sales skills and persuasion and so on, they will tell you what you want to hear. And because they just don't know, then people can make a mistake and lose funds for the life work, and it's sad. So what
hmm,
advice do you have for people that they are in this that now they're listening and say, well, let me have a look because maybe it makes sense. I pay a lot. I've been paying mortgage all my life. I have a lot in the 401k, and then I'm
right,
going to work 6 a.m. or whatever. So what message do you have from these people in terms to finding the right help, which is something very important, right? Find these people need how they
right,
can find the the right help. What are the flags that they should be looking? Because you exactly say they can work with me or they can work with somebody else. Yeah, but this somebody else, uh, what what
right,
they need to have in order to for them to open up, because otherwise they're gonna
mm,
see another internet, they're gonna disappear on the money or whatever. Not
yeah,
always happen. I'm not generalizing, but I'm aware that it's a sector of population quite vulnerable, and a wrong decision can wipe them out, and it's sad. And we hear a lot of cases. Well, we hear a lot of cases. We hear a lot about everything. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit more on how people can find the right mentor, the right coach, the right consultant, and this very important stage of their life, that they're gonna turn the gold mine that they're sitting that they're not even aware of,
Mm-hmm.
and actually doing a sustainable way that can actually work for them.
Right. I think it's important to research. There's so much information online, like you said. Um, when we first looked into the company that helped us to pay our house off in 5 to 7 years and save all of that interest, for example, we wanted to see reviews, testimonials, other people that had tried what they were teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not my team, I'm just, those were things that were important to us. Let's find other people that this actually really worked for, talk to them, get information from them, find out how it would work for us, like specifically with calculators and our income and expenses. What does that look like if we do this choice with those teachers and those mentors? What does it look like if we buy that piece of real estate or buy that business? Or so I think a lot of people do this really well. They'll research before and make the decision. And then I think it comes back to our mindset. We have to believe that our choice is the right one, and inside of our heart that that is the right one, that will make the real difference of from the gap of where we are to where we want to be. And it doesn't always have to take 20, 25 years. My biggest slowdown, when my children were three, very small, like 25 years ago, that's when we realized that cash flow was so important, like we were
Mm-hmm.
saying, because he got a pink slip of paper. That meant that all of our income was gone. And everything I knew how to do
Wow.
would only pay the babysitter. And so we took a journey that I didn't intend, but it became very important because I had to learn how to have, as you said, cash coming in
Every
when I'm
month.
when I'm
If
not
you
doing
have kids, then you need to buy food every month, right? Or you
right.
have to pay
And
mortgage or whatever every month.
we had been paying extra into our mortgage all that
Wow.
time to and pay it down. But the bank doesn't care when you don't have money to pay the next house payment. They don't care that you've
Absolutely.
already tried to pay it down, right? It's not, they're not going to say, "Oh, sorry, you
Oh,
lost your
yeah,
job. Now we're
yeah.
now we're not going to charge you a house payment this month." They don't care.
Yeah.
It's not that they're trying to be mean. It's
No, this is how it
what
works.
to do. And so that's why we had to find our teams that would, the house payment that I have right now, whenever I need it, I can take money back in and out with any closing costs or anything. If we had an emergency, a health emergency, a car breaks down or whatever. And that really gave me peace of mind because I already know how it feels to have three little ones standing around you in the kitchen needing to be fed and to have the job gone without any control, just a layoff, and all of a sudden everything changed for us. I'm
Mm-hmm.
grateful for that now as a blessing, and I hope everyone who ever hears this or talks to you would know that I feel grateful for that because
Hmm.
I think sometimes the things that we go through and on are the things that create the why. Like, why did I need to find cash flowing businesses and real estate and other things that would just provide that income for us? If that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have even looked. And so sometimes I think when we're looking for someone to teach us and help us, we might have several experiences of hard things that create that opportunity that we can come back and think, all right, why am I doing this? For me, I realized recently that $20 a month pays for education for children who are rescued from slavery, for example.
Oh,
So, like
wow.
the cost of pizza for us here changes a life dramatically, and they get education, they get help. $1,000 pays for a heart surgery for a child in Africa, but that's also the
Wow.
yearly salary there. So
Wow.
what if some of the extra income that we create from serving people and helping them find out how to pay their house off or buy a business or real estate or create some kind of a cash kind from some team makes it so someone was able to eat better today or had water or food. Or really, for me, what if there are children all over the world that have a little bit more hope than they had because Anne had more than she needed and she could share, or because someone thought, you
Hmm.
know what if I did have an extra $20 this month to put to work somewhere to make a good difference for people. My friend Naomi, that's her whole mission in life. And she has an organization called CharityOn.org, and they match every dollar that you put in, and it helps
Oh, wow.
children who need heart surgery. And there's just so many good things that money can do
Absolutely.
in balance. And we're not like, oh no, I got a pink slip. My job just got lost. I don't have any money coming in. That's really hard on a lot of families.
Oh, yeah.
And inflation and
Caught
taxes
them
and
by
all
surprise.
things. Yes. So we want
Uh,
to just provide tools, I think, toolbox that goes, wow, we need to figure out a different way to do it. Like you've been
mm.
doing for 18 years. That's
Kind of
good.
by
I love
accident.
that.
Yeah, kind of by accident, but the I manage. I survive. I'm here, so I think if
And you love
I
it.
can do it, anyone can do it. And I think and some comes to the principles because the even we have people in corporate that we always said, I always describe them, they are in the golden cage, right? They have this big
Yes.
mansion, they have all these Ferraris, and they have the big house that costs a lot of money, and they're making this corporate a lot of money. And then one day they arrive at work and say, well, you fired. I'm like, what? And then after
Yeah.
6 months, there is no car, there is no house, there is
It's
no this,
gone.
and they haven't being prepared and now in from that stage of desperation to start to reorganize everything,
Yeah.
then is when people even take worse decisions. Okay.
Yeah.
And whether on the other hand, this point that you are that we are raising about buying cash flow businesses,
Yes.
sometimes there are businesses out there that the maybe the family have worked all their life, but the children don't want it. They
Exactly. That
just
is
don't
my
want it.
favorite. I love that because we
They
can help them.
and then the people that work in the business, they're concerned because okay, the children doesn't want them,
Yes.
and they're concerned about the clients because they don't want to work anymore in the business, or want to retire it, and they're
Right.
concerned. Well, this business has been saving the community. Who's gonna take over? What they're gonna do? How
Right.
they're gonna treat our clients. So um, there are it's not even that they don't want to sell it; they want to sell it, but they also want to make sure at least that the brand stay, that the name stay, that
Yeah.
that are, the owner feel the same values. For example, something that you're sharing from this podcast, we believe all the entrepreneurs have to be wealthy, healthy, and happy, but also to have sense of social responsibility. You mean you can do good and make money at the
Yes.
same time, and then if you have those values in your business, at least donate a little bit of charity or helping a little bit of the community, or maybe
Yeah.
feed few children or
Something.
whatever you're doing, or giving away clothes, whatever you're doing with your little business.
Mm-hmm.
That's some values that you have intrinsic to your product, and then somebody
Yeah.
comes and buy it, and they have completely different values, and the whole essence of the business get destroyed. Where I
Yeah.
think that these those owners, they will be even more inclined to sell it to you at a very good price, at the discounted price, if you keep the values, if you keep the brand, if you keep
Yeah.
certain parameters, because at the end of the day, they don't want it, the children don't want it, and the business stay there, and it's a lots of them close. Can you believe this?
Yeah. Right. But the
Unbelievable. With
employees
the
need it.
database, is absolutely the employees need, the community needed, everybody needed, and with the database full of clients operating for 20 years,
20
operating,
years.
and they close down and creating a negative impact. So,
Yeah.
how um, is that easy to find those businesses? Did all of them work? You're talking about something very important, cash flow business. There's a lot of business out
Yes.
there, and they're really generating cash flow, what we call it, this passive income. I'm very aware that property is very good vehicle. This is my first business was in property. We managed to sell over 5 million. So we know by fact that property is one great vehicle that if you move your things
Yes.
around can produce you this
Mm-hmm.
almost passive income, just
That's
when
right.
they get empty once a year and then they stay and rent that thing and then you pay your mortgage, you have an extra, um, things like
Mhm.
that. And there are other vehicles or big cash flow businesses, the same thing. If there are all the system and process are in place and the
Yeah.
balance sheet looks
Yeah.
good, that's it. It's just operating the business.
Yeah.
So, and tell us, is that difficult to find those business that they're about to close, and the people that you helping them, how is the journey for them to start in the new mindset that they're not gonna be employees anymore, they're gonna be business operators. What that means is
Mhm.
you're gonna share with them, look, this is the KPI, this is the marketing strategy, everything is working. All we need to do is keep doing the same thing. You don't
That's
even
right.
need to create something new. Your employees will do it for you, and then you test in a small scale, and they become business operators. They can own a business that generate cash flow, which
Mm-hmm.
is the brilliant thing, and they can be
Mm-hmm.
traveling or doing whatever they want, and the business can operate in other parts. So it has been already setting up. So, how
That's
difficult
right.
is to find those business that they are about to close and they are for sale, and how difficult or how is to open the mindset to the secular possibility
Yes.
that people in corporate or people that they at the end of the working career they're gonna become business operator. They're gonna
Yeah.
have cash flow that they never probably
Right.
they never have in their own life without literally doing very little. So
Right.
how is the process?
Um, it can be very easy to find them. What you want is the right kind of business that's a
Hmm.
little bit recession resistant in an industry that people always need. Whether the economy is up or down, doesn't matter. The business will still be doing really well. So, like you said, we try to choose businesses that are 15 or 20 years old. I have a that helps me to make sure that all of those processes you mentioned are in place so that after we purchase them, the previous owner knows that we're going to carry on what's already been happening. But for me, as the investor or the business owner, I just need to spend an hour a week with the management team, and they already know everything that needs to happen to create that income. Like you said about the rent real estate. If you have good teams in place and systems, then it doesn't have to be another job that you spend 60, 80 hours a week working on to have that income for your family. I don't think people job, they just need to have opportunity to have a team to help them find those businesses that the owners don't want anymore for whatever reason.
And if they
Uh,
are discounted, even
They,
better.
they yes, right. You're exactly right. Sometimes they are, and mostly it's a just a really fun detective mystery how to put all the pieces together
Find
so
what happened.
the owner wins, the buyer wins, the employees are all happy because they get to stay there and enjoy
Mm-hmm.
working. All
Mm-hmm.
the things are happening in that makes it really easy for everyone to enjoy
So
working together.
sometimes they're discounted
Yeah,
because the owners they are more interested in what's gonna happen with the business. So sometimes they
yeah,
don't even want so much money. They just
right.
want that you have the same value, that you resonate, that you're gonna treat the employees well, that you're gonna
That's right.
help the community, and if you match those values, you can you
Definitely
can get
have
a
a
huge discount, right? And
right
uh, and
and
this is
still
just to have a conversation, right?
right
Mhm.
education and
So.
problem solving really just you're
Mhm,
solving their problem and you're helping to communicate so that everyone feels good about what the outcome is.
mhm. So, and the next question is about financial education and financial freedom from the entrepreneur side of it, because we do talk about this in this a lot about this podcast. I always share with the entrepreneurs. See, I've been there, I've done it myself, right? So
Yeah.
I speak from my own experience. You have a business, and because you don't have experience, you have a business, you're making some money, then you reinvest in the business, you're making more money, you reinvest in the business, you're making more money, you reinvest in the business, and then one day COVID happened,
Yes.
uh, recession happened, and advanced technologies, you're out of business, and all your life work disappear, and you have nothing.
Right.
And then you are you're growing old, and now
Mm,
you don't have the same energy, effort, because of the lack of financial literacy or the financial knowledge. Whether something more that will make more sense is okay. You have a business, you're making money, you take this money, you buy a house. With the profit that this house giving to you, you rent it out, and the rest, after you pay the mortgage, you take this money, then you can use it for marketing your business. And then when you
mhm.
make a little bit of money, maybe you buy another house, and then or using the now another vehicle, or you buy another cash flow business
That's
that is
right.
actually related to your business, and it has more solidity than yours because I've been there for 20 years, and
Yes.
now you can expand your business in a more consistent way,
Mm-hmm.
and diminishing your risk. And what is happening is that uh, even if you go out of your initial business, well,
Yes.
which could happen because COVID can happen, recession can
Yeah.
happen,
Changes.
uh, technology changes happen, and overnight, if I tell you stories, businesses have been there for 20 years, for 30 years, and a
Yeah.
young kid with 19 years old wipe them out
Right.
in a
Right.
week.
Right.
Because these are the times that we're living today, right?
Right.
So the whole point is that what can we do in order to open the mind of possibility and to get financial education for the entrepreneurs? Because again, we believe from this podcast that entrepreneurs should be healthy, wealthy, and happy, and they should be live the life that you are. They deserve to travel. They deserve to be rest. They deserve to be healthy. They deserve to got something, because at the end of the day, our insurance or everything as an entrepreneur, it goes in the different routes. At least in United Kingdom, we are the last thing of the change in order to get benefits. On top of that, that we take all the risk. Uh, so, by
Right.
they do deserve
Mm-hmm.
a good return. They have worked hard and built stuff and they have contributed enormously to society, especially creating jobs. But
Yes.
again, it happens a lot. And if you listen to this podcast, you will hear hundreds of stories that people share here. I beat that business. Guess what happened? This happened. I lost $1 million, and hardly had to do stuff from zero again. Thanks
Yes.
God that I managed,
Mm-hmm.
and I repeated something else. But they have to. There was some of them are working twice, some of them three times, some of them
Yes.
already lost count how many times they have worked. Where if they design so much sustainable, if they want to do it because they want to, not because they have to, it's completely different dynamic. It will
It is.
create bigger mental health. So how can we close the gap between teaching or giving more tools to entrepreneurs to on the to get more financial educated or to become good investors or great investors? Because a good
Mhm.
entrepreneur doesn't mean that you're a good investor.
That's right.
Completely different. And if a good entrepreneur is a bad investor, all the money that he's making, he's gonna lose it.
Right. Right. It's
So
how much money you get to
how we
keep.
close that gap? Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. It's not how much you make; it's how you keep. And to keep it, you need to learn and be good in the other side. And nobody talks about this. Everybody's
Mm.
leaving that for later. No, I don't want to hear. I'm so busy in my business trying to make this work. Forget about that. I don't want to learn about
Yeah.
anything. And
Yeah.
then, so how can we close this gap?
I think you're right. It's education. My grandpa, that same grandpa, told us to always keep the gas tank half full. And I think that counts for money, for health, for happiness. Do all the things that create that balance. Keep learning. I read Dan Sullivan books, own
Wow.
books, lots of education so that what was in here, I could actually use it to make my life into the framework that I wanted. And I think sometimes we think, oh, I'm finished with school, I'm done with college, or I'm done with high school, or whatever, and we don't keep learning. I think that's a really good way to stop growing and stop having fun. We want to keep learning and we want to have more fun and create great memories and magic, like you've talked about all the wonderful things about our life. Um, and I think we do ourselves a service if we just like, what if you just buy one piece of real estate and then you use that piece of real estate to buy another one, like you said, right? My grandpa, he had several pieces of real estate and several different businesses because, like you said, if one of them changed or something happened, he was keeping his gas tank half full. He didn't have to stay
So how
awake at
he
night.
learned it? How he
He
learned that? Who taught him?
he, you know what? I should have asked him. I should have asked
Wow.
lots of questions about that while he was
It
still
was
alive.
great entrepreneur. What a
Miss it.
vision, right?
But I think
A
he just was
visionary,
like,
yeah?
he wanted to make sure that if anything happened with one thing, everything else was okay, and that he didn't have to
Mm-hmm.
worry. He was grandpa. I didn't know he was doing all of that when he tried to tell me that the word can't wasn't in his dictionary.
Wow.
And I think so we just need to keep learning, always be learning. And when
Was he
things,
alive when you decided to become an entrepreneur and start to do? You told
by
him,
accident,
Grandpa,
yeah,
actually, I'm gonna start to buy this house by
yeah,
my own. I'm
yeah,
gonna go to the John. Was he
yeah.
happy or he was concerned and he told you, no, 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 you're my little
No, he was
granddaughter, find a job, find a
right.
corporate job. That's what I want for you. Yeah.
No, he
That's what Grandpa told. Or he was all over excited, like, yeah,
yes, he
she's gonna
actually,
be free.
yeah, I know. No, I think he really wanted us to enjoy our life and to have happiness.
And
Um,
freedom.
and freedom, time and money and health and all the things that you've mentioned, because really, if you have all the time in the world but you don't have any money, you there's still happiness, but some bills. You said, food, water, clothing, just, so I think it's a balance. And not, I've had a friend say, it's not so that you have so much stuff that you can't help people. Like people are always going to be more important than things. And I think Grandpa was trying to say that even while he was buying more than one piece of real estate and more than one business, I still always knew that the people were most important, that he wanted to provide jobs for those people and he wanted to help them, right? And he was alive when that pink slip happened. And my last conversation with him, when I was like, Grandpa, we have a rental and the house we live in, and
How
how
we
do I?
sort this out?
And he said, Ann, don't lose your health over this. Things will work out. I think
Mhm.
it comes down to our, like you said, the belief. We believe that there is a way, and we ask ourselves, how can I? And
Mhm. How can I do it?
what if I could find someone that could help me have the down payment I need for this thing? What
Mhm.
if I could
Mhm.
one who already knew how to buy businesses that way? What if I could find someone that would help me to manage that piece of real estate so I don't have to spend my time doing it? Because they're going to, I believe in people who are better than you and letting them help you to do it. Because
Yeah.
I already know there are tons of people on my team that are better than I am at so many things.
Yeah.
But
In
I
my
am
team, they're better
grateful
than me at everything. All of
for
them.
their
They're
help.
brilliant.
Yes, I'm grateful to have very smart people around that know what needs to be done and they want help, and it helps them and it helps me, and we all win, right? I think you
Absolutely.
mentioned your team too, and I'm grateful for your
Mhm.
team that's helping,
Oh,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah. They are so good that I'm always I don't stop to tell to everybody how brilliant they are. Yeah, they are. And since my first business, I have I don't know how I managed always to attract people that they were better than me at anything. To the point
Good.
that my first business I became obsolete in my own business. My manager told me, Harry, go home. You need to come here anymore.
We're good.
You actually, because you have nothing to do, you talk to us, you don't let us work. So stay home, travel the world if you want. Don't come to the office because
That's very
we need to
good.
grow a company here. We are working here and you are
You go home.
coming
We're
here.
good.
Yeah, go home. That's it. We know how to, it was a property business. We're doing rent to rent. I said, we know already how to get more housing. We already get now how to get more clients. We already got that. Don't come here.
Yes. I already know. Good.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah, so it was brilliant. Yeah,
Yes.
and it was a strange sensation. The first day that happened, I didn't know what this is good news or bad news. What actually happened to me? Did my employee fire me from my own job? This is actually a good thing to. And but after a week that I stay at home, I said, this is amazing. The first day, no, but after a week, and the money start coming on, I'm at the house, and I say, wow, I
Good.
don't even know
Awesome.
how I put this up, but it's actually work amazing.
Wow.
And I used to travel,
Yeah.
and when I was away, the company was doing even better than I was in London. It ran better. The numbers were the
That's
better. I
so
said, I think
good.
these people, the more fun they have me from the business, the better I have for them.
Wow.
My team,
Wow.
yeah, the amazing. So, but it's you have to let it go, the power, the control, give them space, and be proud
Mm.
that they are good. Don't
Yes.
rather than at the beginning, when you don't have experience. My first 2 years as entrepreneurs, I thought that I'm a big boss, that I need to tell everybody what to do, that I am the big deal. This is my business. Everybody had to do what I say. When you are this space, of course, you don't have experience, and you realize that you are exhausted. You're so tired,
Mm. I
and
know.
things doesn't work, and you resist into everything. And then
Yes.
one day you drop that ego, you let that go, and you say, you know
Yes.
what? What if they actually better than me? What
Mm.
if we give them some space and give them some freedom? And from that day, yeah, and for auto self protection as well, because when I go
Yes.
into the office, they all come to me to ask me questions, and I'm like, I'm only one person. These people are gonna kill me. All the clients want to at some point in my
Whew.
business, 177 tenants, they all want to speak with Harry.
Yeah.
And the employees or the team, when I go to the office, everybody's queuing to ask me the thing. I'm said, these people are gonna kill me. There are too many when I
Mm.
sleep.
Mm.
And then
Mm.
I say, okay, let's do something. I remember that I put a sign in the office. I say, okay, don't come to ask me a question. You don't have 2 or 3 solutions. Okay. You ask me
Okay.
whatever you want, but come with 2 or 3 solutions. And they say, okay, Harry, 1, 2, 3. I say, okay, pick your favorite. No, you pick. No, you pick it. Your favorite. It doesn't matter if it works or not, because you are
Very
going to kill me if we don't change something here. Pick the solution. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we try the other one. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
wow.
And yeah, and I start to do this. Then in the office, they start to make some jokes. I don't come to see him. He's not gonna help you anyway. Blah blah blah. They were joking. They were laughing. They were making. After 3 6 months, they actually embrace it, and something magic happened. And I was definitely not expecting this. And then the clients, they don't want to talk to me anymore. It was all sorted by them, and then
Wow. Wow.
the team became sufficient, and they literally sent me home.
Yeah.
So and the one of the 1 out of 5 entrepreneurs that show up to this broadcast, they are property investors, property millionaires. They have financial freedom using property as a vehicle. Uh, the more I'm trying to tell everyone that property is a business like anything else is true. It's the proof is in this broadcast that there are 1 out of 5 people that come here, they are property multimillionaires. So we can say that property is a good vehicle. However, we want to tend to the audience that it's a business, it's a risk involved. You need to know what you're doing, and if something goes wrong, you lose a lot of money. right?
You
This
could.
is also happening in property, and I need to stress that. So when you jump into that vehicle, of course, you can become a millionaire very quickly. You can become financially free very quickly. You need
Yes.
to have some knowledge, some education, some role models, some people that have experience and trying to help you out. So what is your point of view in property as a vehicle to generate wealth and to create financial freedom and to create cash flow? For example, my business, it was a cash flow business. It was amazing. I was renting the house and I was renting them again more expensive. So that thing, it was giving pay house monthly
Yes.
cash flow. So
Right.
it was uh, it was an amazing cash flow business actually.
That's
Um,
right.
Brilliant. So I
Right.
have experience in cash flow business and I know how good it is when every month is like you and then you
Mhm.
go to the bank, they want to throw money at you everywhere you go with a cash flow business. They put a
Right.
red carpet and open the door of the
Mhm.
bank. They were the director, Harry's coming. Whatever
Yay!
he wants. You see, they see the balance sheet.
We just love
Credit
yeah.
card, whatever, loans, whatever he wants, give it to him. He's got a good cash flow business. So, property as a vehicle, what do you think? Pros and cons? Can we become
Um,
financially free with property?
yeah,
Uh,
I can. Definitely lots of pros. The only con would be that sometimes the learning curve's a little bit steep. So I
mhm,
think that's why one of my steps is to find systems and teams. Because if you can find a property partner or I love partners, people that already know how to do that
mhm.
thing, whether it's business or rentals or cash flowing asset you have, if they already know how to do it, you should let them help you to do it. I had a friend
100%.
say to me, "Oh, my learning curve is going to be so expensive, but if I just team member or a partner,
Or
or even if
somebody already knows.
the management structure already in place." So I always buy businesses and rentals that already have management in place. That's
So
one
how
of my
expensive is a business? And so people can have an
preference.
idea, ballpark, a good cash flow business, let's say that give us 10,000,
Mhm. Thousand a
$10,000,
month.
uh, thousand a month, okay? Yes,
If
something like this,
if you
thousand,
want
two
that.
thousand a month.
Mhm.
Um, how much ballpark we be talking about to purchase a
Uh,
business, small business?
Um, I generally look between 1 million and 5 million, but it doesn't all have to be my money. It's my partner's money, it's our team's money, and the management's in place. And so what you'll want to there, even you can buy businesses for 30,000 or 20,000, or it just depends on how much income you want each month off of it. Just like rentals, you can buy a big apartment building or you can buy a little house, or
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
businesses are similar. So generally you'll need it like a 10% down payment, just like you would for real estate. But that doesn't have to come from you either. It can be with a partnership or a team
Mm-hmm.
of people that pull all together to have that down payment available. There's even some lenders that are like you said, that are just like, oh, it's a great business. It's already cash flowing well. You only need zero down or 2% down, or there's just so many creative ways to create that income. And I guess that's what Grandpa tell me when he said can't is not in the dictionary. Like, let's just, how can we have that opportunity? I had a friend say that she just likes people to feel like they have that permission slip. They have a permission slip to ask questions and call people and be like you said, I'm going to find three solutions. I'm going to try one. And if that one doesn't work, then we're going to try another one until the outcome that we want. And I don't think we learn that in school. Sometimes I think we teach kids that they should stop trying after a
Mm-hmm.
few
Mm-hmm.
tries. You
Mm-hmm.
tried, it didn't work. Just
Mm-hmm.
stop. It's not
And
ever
then
gonna.
talk to strangers and don't do this and don't do that. And
Uh-huh.
the circle of possibility, they got
Yeah,
smaller and smaller and smaller. And they're
yeah,
so insecure that when you come with that idea that you can be
yeah,
financially free and you can live and be free,
yeah,
they don't
yeah.
even think that is possible. So,
Right.
Annie, somebody's in love with our conversation, want to know more,
Oh,
how they can find you, how this process work.
our website is lifegiverlegacy.com. or if they feel like they want to contribute to charities or do good in the world, charityontop.org. Um, I love feeling like we're making a difference. It
You do.
always have to be about money either. Sometimes we make a difference just by smiling and sharing something with someone that
Mm,
they were having a rough day and someone smiled at them and all of a sudden everything turned around and they started believing that they could do it too. And so lifegiverlegacy.com or Ann at lifegiverlegacy.com if they have specific questions. The teams are all there. I tried to put everything all in one spot just to make it very easy for people to start believing, start
mm.
finding out how can I have it? How can I do that thing and have the time and money that I've always wanted? Um, you inspire me. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here because you've
Ah,
been
thank you. That's that's a big
very
compliment
steady.
coming from you. Yeah, I'm
Well, and
grateful.
I think my biggest slowdown and the biggest setback we had was our mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we had some setbacks and some losses and things happen,
Me
and
too.
it
Yeah, have been a journey, a deep
and
journey in personal development to
yes.
actually realize that you can actually have it all. You
Yes.
can do good, you can contribute to charity, you can be
Yes.
healthy, you can be financially free, you can have an exceptional relationship,
Yes.
you can really have it all
At all.
if you are open, if you surrender to those negative beliefs that they
Yeah.
are on the way, and sometimes you surround this that say, well, if you can have one thing, you cannot have another one. There is something, yes, and some thoughts as well that that one you hear a lot. Yeah, no, to make money, there is only one way to work hard. So
Yeah.
everywhere you go, people are saying this. I'm saying it's not.
No.
This is really I've done it.
I
I've
know. If
done
I
it.
can do it, any
I done it. Worse, they sent me home, and I was making home at home. So I'm telling you, zero. So it happened to me. So I'm telling you guys that there are other ways. There are other things. You have to be open and surrender. Yeah. So a lot of opening the secret possibility, a lot of work with mindset, a lot of work with see what is really important because it's sad also. And people that $20 million, you hear $20 million, $100 million, and they die out of the heart attack with 40 years old.
yes.
This broadcast, one entrepreneur came here, three businesses, turning over a million in each business, and the guy was vomiting blood. And he told me, Harry, you know what? I run this business. This business not running me. He took a plane. He spent a year in Thailand. I said, well done.
Hmm.
Good for you.
Yes.
And then now his business are doing okay, and he's fine and
Good.
he's healthy, right?
Good.
So we can have it all, and we also can have very important social responsibility as well attached to all this. Is not only about ourselves. We live in communities, so if we can create jobs, we can contribute to a community. We
Mhm.
can employ
Yes.
women, yeah, for
Yes.
example, of diversity or minorities,
Yes.
and contribute to a local charity and try to do
Right.
something for your local community where your
That's right.
business is buying. You have all your clients in a certain community, and they are buying and buying and buying and buying from you for X amount of year. Well, at least I don't know, to a Christmas party or something
Yes.
for
Right.
customer appreciation, I call it, yeah, and give back
Mhm.
something to the community. You will see, it will pay off to your business big time. So
Mhm.
everything is possible. You just need to listen, and they have more experience than me, as you can see. Yeah, and she's a living example of what we're discussing today, and I'm a big fan. I'm rooting for you 100% because everything
Oh,
that you
I am
say,
too.
I am rooting for you 100%, and I love it 100%. Everything that you say, the cash flow business is big fan of have freedom, big fan of pick your own calendar, and big
Yeah.
fan also to do good and make money at the same time. So thank you
I
so much,
agree. Thank
and
you.
and for all of
I'm a
you.
big fan of you. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. And for all of you following the broadcast, see you in our next episode of On Stop of how brave entrepreneurs like and break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.